Yes, what is up, kings and queens? Welcome back to the channel. Day 9. I think day 9. They start stacking up pretty quickly. Day 9 of the 100-day posting challenge. All right, it's 10:41. Doesn't matter. You still got to get it done, okay? Holding myself accountable. Had a pretty good productive day, okay? But I did have an incident today where I got into a bit of an argument and discussion with my beautiful girlfriend. And, it made me slow down to think, wow, sometimes having an idea and some control of your, excuse me, hold on. Need some bop pop. Oh yeah. Being in control of your emotions and self-awareness is everything. Now, I am gratefully joined by Ashley. Okay. And, we're having an argument, a discussion, and I was escalating in my head, my blood was boiling. And, I'm like, we're not getting anywhere. And, gets to a point where the fight is futile, and you don't solve anything there.
Yeah.
It's like before and after, right?
That's when it's solved.
Yeah.
Or no, before not really. After is when I feel like it's solved.
It's never really in the storm, But the interesting thing is there was like an eye of the storm. There was a moment where I said, hey babe, like you should just go and we'll deal with this later because we're not getting anywhere. And that was sort of like the calm in the storm where I was like, okay, cool. Like chill. Now, disclosure, it doesn't necessarily matter, but like you made a really interesting comment. You're like, you think that's the roid rage, And like I'm on steroids, but like not really. Like I'm taking a medication, prednisone, that has steroids in it.
It's not like you're
pumping
the juice.
But I mean, I've been on like a pretty heavy dose of it since December. And there's a taper, but I'm still taking daily prednisone, and I think there might be a side effect there. Now, that doesn't excuse sort of how everything was going on, but what I'm saying is that's an interesting observation because sometimes there are other factors at play which affect your emotional intelligence on the day. Yeah, and yeah, it was great to be able to step back and be like, this is your maturity here. It's like, yo, listen, let's just chill. Let's talk about it later. When we can come back on a fresh slate. And like, we've been doing that throughout the day.
Yeah, I think that's how you solve most things.
Yeah.
It's like if not in the heat of the moment.
No, not in the heat of the moment, And about keeping your shit together, because listen, like men, as guys especially, like, listen, like you can work hard for years and all in an instant lose it all because you lost your shit. Or, you just didn't have your frame together, and like, it's not worth it at the end of the day. Cause like, don't burn the house down to bake a loaf of bread. Just know when to call it a day,
Yeah, and I mean, like, what's the point of like screaming and yelling? You could just like talk about it normally later.
Yeah.
If you can't do it in the moment, then do it later when you're like more chill.
Yeah, and I think the thing that you're screaming and yelling about has nothing to do with the actual thing. It's like,
Yeah.
You're like acting like that. I'm being like this, and it's like, no, it
Yeah.
has nothing to actually do with the matter at hand. So yeah. Go to the gym. I went to the gym. That like, oh my goodness, that was like you know, me getting my dose of like,
And I curled my hair and I did my makeup again.
right?
Even though you can't tell now because like.
No, you can tell you look great. You look great. You know, and like, you know, it's just like, yeah, get some good endorphins pumping. Feel good. And it does wonders.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can always bounce back is basically what I'm trying to say. And like, you know, it's not about how it crumbles. It's about how you build it back up and be willing to build it back up because it's definitely worth it. That is today's video. Is like, you know, take a second to breathe it out and know that like, you know, if you're having like an internal like struggle with keeping your cool and your temper, like, other people don't feel that, right? But they have to deal with the wrath of that. And you need to take yourself out of that and treat them with calm and sincerity and stuff, because like if your blood is boiling and they feel it, like you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah. Because, like, you're never going to get your point across by screaming it to someone. If you, like, calmly get your point across, it's, like, the tone of your voice and the way you're talking can, like, solve the problem.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about that is that, like, there's, like, it's like, say you're in a business setting or whatever, there's a professionalism there that needs to take place, regardless of, like, sort of what the emotion is. And you almost need to treat a lot of interactions like that, with that professionalism, right? Like, cool, right? And then you can go and, you know, whatever, hit the heavy bag for an hour and then get it out of your system, and it's just as effective. So that's that at the end of the day. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, because, you know, it's not worth it. Yeah. Emotional intelligence, everything going forward here, guys. Emotional intelligence, taking the time to be aware of your surroundings, your settings, how you're feeling, emotionally check in with yourself. Daily check-ins are so key. I want to talk about daily check-ins and how you can do that and what you can incorporate in that, because I think it's super key to, like, you know, sort of check yourself daily just to make sure that, you know, like, everything's sort of like firing optimal. Because if you don't ask yourself, like, sometimes you just ignore it because you get on your phone and you everything, like, other things just fall, you know, the wayside, because you're like, different priorities.
Back to, like, what we said, it's like if you let something simmer before you, like, really get into it, that's the way to do it. It's like you don't make, like, a big decision in, like, the span of, like, 5 minutes or something. Like, you let it sit and you let it, like, marinate.
but it can't fester.
No, it can't fester. But, like, if, like, you get a thought where you're, like, about to react in a way that maybe isn't the best way to react, it's like, take time to, like, be like, okay, I need to, like, step away from this right now and come back when I'm, like, more, like, level-headed. Don't make a big decision on an emotion. Is what you're saying. And I agree. So check the emotions. Let's go. Daily task list. Check your freaking boxes off, Baby Juice. You're checking out. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. Listen, we're going in. Every single day we're going in. Real shit, real talk. Let's go. Uncut, unraw, unedited. Like, follow, comment, subscribe for more. Hit that notification. Let's go. See you tomorrow. Good night.